me, it was a promo tour.
Right.
So we promoted throughout the country and then throughout the States here in America. And then we went abroad. For the first time, we were over in London and all that stuff. And when we came back, it was like, I couldn't understand why we weren't making any money. So I asked our manager, like, where's the money? How come when, and he said, oh, that's a pie in the sky. You know, it'll come around in time. And I'm like, wait a minute, we've sold 8 million albums on the first album. So now here we are in the second album. And when we did the MC Hammer tour and came back from abroad, he paid for our manager. I'm sorry. He paid for us to go to his attorney to find out why we weren't making any money. He couldn't understand it. He's like, you guys are the biggest things on the chart. Like, what is going on? How come? So I'm going to pay for you guys to go in and sit down for a few hours. I'll pay for the whole day. And you guys stay as long as you want. And I brought my contract and I asked some questions and he was like, you guys just got a bad deal. You got a bad deal. And if I were your attorney, I would have had you guys I would have told your manager, because I can't directly say that to you guys myself, but I would have told your manager, excuse the phone,
That's okay.
You guys need to renegotiate your contract immediately because you've already sold a certain amount. So you're supposed to tear up that old contract and go in for new terms. You're supposed to renew your terms. And we didn't do that. So on the second album for the Funky Divas album, we went in to do the second album under the same terms as the first. Are you kidding me? En Vogue was the biggest things on the charts. This was before SWV, before Jade, and before all those girl groups. And here we are, the biggest things on the charts, and we still are under the same terms as the first album. So we got $40,000. We got $40,000 as an advance to sign the record, and that's $10,000 a piece, which was great. I was working at a grocery store, bagging groceries. I was doing odd jobs and trying to figure out my life. I hadn't really had a solid career life yet. I hadn't figured that out yet. So $10,000 was a lot of money. And we only got $5,000 upon signing and $5,000 when the album was finished. But it was like, whoa, I've never had $5,000 in one time. But then the second album came. Oh, they're offering us $40,000 again for the second album when we sold 8 million on the first album, like 5 to 8 million on the first album, and they're offering us the same terms and the same agreement. Like, wait a minute, where's our manager? Where's our attorneys? Who are we not asking the right questions to? Because for Denny and Tommy, it wasn't broken. They only had to split everything 2 ways. For us, we had to split the same amount that they had 4 ways. Mm-hmm. So this, it just wasn't working to me. And the girls were too afraid to say anything. And we didn't know, we had never been in that position before. So we really didn't know what to expect and what to ask. And it was frustrating because I knew something had to happen. I just didn't know what. And Maxine knew too. And she asked Denny, and Denny was like, no, everything's cool. It's all right. Everything's good. No, it is not good. You have artists who are upset. Like I was living in a ground floor apartment with 11 windows, a beautiful apartment, hardwood floors. But my mom was like, that you're one of the biggest artists out there right now, right?